This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com in review. What I'm looking at today is 2020's Dicktown. Dicktown is a series that originated from FX and something called Cake on Hulu. I don't know what Cake is. Well, I know what Cake is, obviously, though I don't know what Cake is in this context. It sounds like Adult Swim, so maybe Cake is that, but on FX. In any case, Dicktown revolves around these two private eyes and their antics. And it's probably one of the funniest cartoons you have never seen. Now, if you're like me, you probably have watched Rick and Morty and Archer, two of the bigger names in adult cartoons that are on right now. The thing is, I enjoy Rick and Morty, but Rick and Morty is convoluted at times. When it's funny, it's very funny. When it's just odd and just doesn't really make any narrative sense, and Rick and Morty has those moments. It comes and it goes, but it's not an uncommon thing for that show. Archer is great. Love Archer. The thing with Archer, though, is that it's been on for quite a while. I want to say at least 5 or 6 seasons. So there are periods where it isn't that great, though overall it's enjoyable. Dicktown is another matter entirely. Dicktown is like if you were to take Scooby-Doo but age them considerably, which is to say it's essentially this which is to say it's essentially the same show as Scooby-Doo, but geared more towards an adult audience. The two detectives, though to be fair, only one of them is an actual detective. The other one is just a hanger-on for the most part. They solve mysteries in their hometown of Richardsville, I believe, in the Tar Heel State, which is North Carolina. That irritates me because I don't watch sports. I don't care for them. So I had to look up what the Tar Heel State was. So that's just irritating for all kinds of reasons. And in any case, they go about solving these mysteries. Though what's extremely funny about this show is that they're adults, obviously adults, who solve mysteries for teens. Even the premise is hilarious. So let's say they'll have a mystery of who stole someone's pom-poms one week, or who stole this model car the next. It's the weirdest show. And the thing is, it's oddly wholesome in the sense that these two guys who solve mysteries for teenagers are, for the most part, content with their lot. They don't necessarily accept where they are, but they don't necessarily fight it either. They just try to get on as best they can. And I think that's a notion that needs to be applauded. These two guys are kind of sad sacks, but they're doing the best they can, and they are who they are. And they don't necessarily they are who they are, and they don't necessarily do much to try to change that. It's less they accept it than they don't know anything else. They don't necessarily strive to be anything better. So you might say that they're a bit washed up. I would say they're a bit grounded and very much cognizant of their audience and who they are. It's a really fun show. It's a weird show, but it's an interesting show, and it's consistently weird and interesting. Though I don't know if there will be a second series of Dicktown on FX, which would eventually migrate to Hulu. I hope there is, because this show deserves a large following, and it deserves a chance to have seasons occasionally not quite work out, like in the case of Archer. If you have not seen Dicktown, it's currently on FX and Hulu, and it's well worth your time. This is Brian with screenfiles.com and review. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or a follow. Peace.